Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Hardy. And tonight, we have a very special guest. This basketball head was a great player on the most successful high school basketball team in New York City history, with 18 city championships and 18 players in the NBA. After 2 years of junior college, he then went on to star at Oregon State and Southern Nazerine University. As a coach, he comes as a seasoned veteran, coaching at such colleges as Binghamton University, Howard, Northwestern, Towson, McNeese State, and Long Island University, just to name a few. He also coached a couple of years in the USBA and CBA professional basketball leagues. This basketball head is an ambassador for Bronx basketball and New York City as a whole. Help me welcome to the show Bronx legend, DeWitt Clayton great, and Morgan State Director of Operations, Julius Allen.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
Good, I'm feeling the beats.
Oh man, listen, that's our intro song. It's called Go Hard or Go Home, you know, and I know as somebody who played in New York City basketball, that's all we know how to do.
Absolutely.
That's right.
You're right
that's
about
right.
that. You're right about that.
I'm so glad to have you on because I usually throw this trivia question out to a lot of basketball heads, right?
Yeah.
And the trivia question is, what New York City basketball high school team had the most city championships and produced the most NBA players? And listen, you know, at that time, the Jeopardy music started playing because no one gets it.
It's a no-brainer.
Hey, look, I'm glad I got you on, my brother. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about, right?
That's an easy question. I mean, that's not a hard question to answer. You coming out of New York City. DeWitt Clayton's probably first or second to probably having more pros in the NBA than any schools in the country. They're in the top 5 in the country.
Yes.
Not just in the city. Yeah, yes. Not just in the city.
Yeah, but you know, guys' minds don't stretch out that far, so I just try to keep it local to see how much New York City history they know.
Well, some guys don't know. The modern generation and the millennials wouldn't know that because at one time public schools dominated the city basketball and state championships. But now it's more Catholic schools. So to hear someone say it's a public school, they like shocked.
Yes, definitely. Very shocked. So, first question of the night that I like to ask everyone. Who introduced you to the game?
Wow. I grew up in Harlem, and I'm not going to say they introduced me to the game because the game was all around in any park you went in Harlem. But my first journey through anything organized basketball was with Mr. Bob McCullough with Each One Teach One.
Oh, legendary.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been around quite a few legends. Everybody played Saturdays. Everybody participated. Everybody did the exercises and things. They would put you on teams and then you would play every Saturday. This was probably middle school. So I'm a late bloomer. This is when I really started playing on Saturdays. And it was with the Each One Teach One basketball family.
Okay.
And that is my family. You know, I've been around that family a long time. Those been my mentors. Those were the first time I actually seen positive black men in the community besides guys you see in your neighborhood, they drinking and at that time in Harlem were shooting drugs and But when we went there, we seen positive black men. And I'm from a single family home, so, that wasn't what we saw all the time.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. What's up? Got my guy Will Jackson from Banneker Basketball in the building.
It's my guy. That's my guy.
Yeah. He said he's gonna be tuning in.
Good, glad to see him. Yeah.
At that time when you was coming up, who was the best player in your neighborhood?
Ooh. Man, when I was that young, I used to hear guys talk about a guy named Frankie Banks. I never really, at that time, really went to any tournaments to see anybody, and we only played right there in the community center. But Frankie Banks was the one everybody used to talk about at that time. That was so good coming out of IS 201.
Wow.
But as I got, started really playing, I watched a lot of great guys play, man. It's unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Some of the basketball these eyes have seen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so tell me about some of the guys in the Bronx that, who are ballers, but we might not have heard of them. Like the first guy you mentioned, I've never heard of him before. So this is good. This is good for me.
Okay. I in the Bronx, I grew up playing with a guy named Bobby Kofa, Keith Lewis, Arnold Duggar. I'm sure a lot of guys have heard about. Mike Lawrence, Mike Bright. These guys were phenomenal players, just ahead of me. And I watched those guys play. I grew up in the Bronx playing in a program called Trio Crusaders under a guy named Reverend Burkett, who got all of us into college, probably saved so many guys' lives. It's unbelievable work that he has done. But we had great teams. We would come into Harlem and compete with some of the better teams down there and win some tournaments. That was a great experience that we had. And we all went on to college, and a lot of guys are doing very successful now because of Reverend Timothy Burkett. Please remember that name.
Reverend Timothy Burkett, right?
Burkett. He done some phenomenal work in the Northeast Bronx section. Mm-hmm. And there was two teams coming out of our neighborhood that could go downtown into Harlem and compete with any team. The other team was the Pacers, and their coach name was Joe. Joe Holly, he did some. Those two teams could compete with any team down in Harlem. And everybody in Harlem knew when we were coming to play that it wasn't going to be no pushover day. No question. Yeah.
So,
no question about that.
Who did you look up to as a ball player?
As a ball player, who did I look up to? You mean like as an NBA player or someone I watched play and I idolized? I wanted to always play when I was younger, and I really looked up to these guys was Mike Pyatt, Anthony Price, Nestor Cora. These guys was right ahead of me, and I looked at those guys as they knew what they were doing. Nestor Cora was probably top 5 Puerto Rican come out of New York. People just don't recognize that because Nestor Cora at 16, 17 years old, he went to Puerto Rico to play and really became a professional and never really came back. But Nestor was unbelievable talent.
Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That's
but
cool.
Mike Pyatt went to the UMass to play with Dr. J, and Dr. J ended up going to the NBA. The other one is Anthony Price played in the Final Four, the last Final Four team that played in the Ivy League is Anthony Price. Okay, and I mean he won 2 city championships at Taft High School. So a lot of good basketball come around. Oh yeah, he played at Taft. He was that dude at Taft. Went on to Pennsylvania University. They went to the Final Four. Him and a guy named Bobby Willis from Monroe High School in the Bronx. Those guys were some awesome players. Yes.
Was DeWitt Clinton your zone school?
No, DeWitt Clinton was a school that my immaturity got me put in that school. I should have been in Stevenson High School with my guys, and we could have competed to win we could have won a city championship if I had, stayed there. Unfortunately, I was out of there, but they lost. Both of us lost to Canarsie, who was #1 team in the country. And Canarsie had Ty Lassen, Curtis Redding. They were #1 team in the country. They were 32-0.
Yeah, I heard about that team. Was World B on that team? Was World B on that team?
No, this is after him. This is right after him. they were loaded consistently. You know, Brooklyn always had good teams. They were loaded consistently because Canarsie is one of those schools.
Yeah, definitely.
Canarsie is one of those schools.
So you went to DeWitt Clinton. Did you play all 4 years?
No. I played 1 year of JV basketball at Stevenson High School, and then I played 1 year, my senior year, at DeWitt Clinton with a guy named Angel Cruz, Michael Napiano. Who else we had? Mikey Edwards, who was really good, played at University of New Orleans.
Yes, heard of him, yeah.
Yeah. He was a great player. Skip Joyner played at New York City Tech. They lost in the Division II championship. They lost his senior year. Oh, yeah, we had good teams. A guy named Kevin Collins. Yeah, we had good teams. Yeah, we had pretty good teams. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Who was your toughest competition back then during your senior year?
Well, you got to realize Canarsie won the championship. They won the city, the state. They won everything. But in the Bronx, we had Taft High School had Artie Green, Curtis Pauls, Cornbread. Morris had David Crosby. All the public schools were loaded. Kennedy High School had David Britton, Wendell Ramsey. We had good players. You know what I'm saying? Every game was a war. You know what I'm saying? When you played in the Bronx, every game, it was no joke. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Any public schools in any borough at that time, you played against those guys. You had your hands full. And we played Catholic school teams. We beat Powell Memorial with Larry Petty like it was easy. You know, knocked them out the box. We went up to Connecticut, beat Sly Williams and them. Any team that we beat, we played outside our boroughs, you know, outside the city. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, these are cakewalks. You know what I'm saying? The games were when we played against each other's.
Wow.
That's when you had the war games. That is what I'm saying right there is one of the things that I think has hurt New York City basketball now is that we decided to go play AAU basketball instead of staying in the city playing against each other's, where we had 3-4 good games against each other's every day. Now we go play AAU, you might not have a good game until you're in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those teams can't play.
And now what they're saying is that the new mecca of basketball is California and not New York.
I would say that new mecca actually the players really are in Texas and Prince George County in DC.
Yeah.
We welcome my son to the show. Coach Julius is in here. My son's on the show. We can give him a shout out.
Okay.
Give him a shout out. He's the head basketball coach at Stevenson High School.
Nice.
He's
He's on here as well.
Yeah,
because this podcast initially started out as a high school basketball podcast. But what I told my partner, I said, yo, and for us to get it right, we got to go back and get the guys who built the foundation to this. So these kids can learn the history and we can kind of bridge the gap because New York is on life support right now.
Oh, no question. Yeah, I mean, it's coming back slowly. These kids, there's some guys who are doing good work in New York City basketball. These programs, they getting it together. They working these kids out. It's getting better. You got some good programs coming up. Some of these high school programs and stuff, they doing a good job. What has come over, and the problem is some of these guys who are taking over basketball in New York City, they are business guys and not coaches. They're not former players. If you ask these guys, how many points have you scored? They ain't scored 10 points in their whole career. But now, all of a sudden, you got some basketball guys taking back over this, and that's why it's getting better and better. You got to have basketball guys teach basketball. What happened is, for a couple of generations, guys have made this a business, and guys realize they can make money on this, and they hustling our kids, and they're not really teaching them basketball.
Yeah, I was just, right before I went on live, I was talking to Bud, who's the coach at Jefferson, right?
Yep. Good guys, basketball guys. That's why they win.
Right. And, and to hear his passion about the game, right? And listen, he was like, yo, G, I'm sorry for keeping you, but I love the passion that still burns inside of him because we talk all the way up to the time of the show. You know,
You got
and
basketball
again,
guys.
he was talking about, you know, how he came up and his success and the people he played against, some people who was left out of history. And it's just great to hear that energy come from guys who are still involved with our kids.
These are basketball guys. See, when we
To
came
my guy,
up,
Bob.
there was basketball guys running the community center, running this gym, running that gym. They were basketball guys. And you know, when I came up playing, even after I graduated college, I would go get a run. I go to the PAL, where Jackie Knows was running the gym. Great run. All night. They started at 9 o'clock at night, played 2 or 3 in the morning in the PAL. I would go to Mitchell Gym on certain nights. Competition was great. I can go in there and play against Tiny Archibald, leading the NBA and scoring and assists. He's in the gym playing with us. Those are the things that you don't have no more because basketball guys are not running things. Okay? That's just how it is. Glenn, let me let somebody in. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay, it's all good.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm finding out from a lot of the guys who I interview is they got better playing against older guys in the community and each other. Everyone, mostly 99% of the guys who I spoke to said they got better playing against guys in the community and the older guys who have passed down those jewels. You really heard a guy said, I met with my trainer, or, you know, I got me with this trainer, and I'm paying this guy all this money, and he got better. You know? So it was just, it's mind-boggling to me. And I'm not knocking anybody out there who's earning, you know, a decent dollar helping kids, because our kids need help regardless.
Absolutely. Glenn, I've never had to pay a dime to go play anywhere. And I've traveled all over. You know what I'm saying? But when I went into the gym, those guys was there teaching. As if you listen, you could absorb their knowledge and their wisdom, and that would have made you a better player. You know, I mean, I would go to Bronx River on Monday nights, play against Butch Perkins and all the guys from the Bronx River area. But we talking about guys who are barely, you know, they didn't make the NBA, but they right there. The competition was superb. You know what I'm saying? If you go to this gym and that gym, they were in there playing if you got a chance to play against the older guys. But it was not, let me train you, I'm going to charge you this much, or I'm going to charge you that much. That wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Lane and them had the gym, or if you could play, they letting you in there, come on in, we need you. You know what I'm saying? And they would have taught you how to play basketball. And you would have learned how to become a man as well.
I see somebody said, my guy Daryl Cuxham said, you need to get my guy Jake Edwards. Listen, me and Jake came up together playing, right? Playing for Gil Reynolds. The great Gil Reynolds, right? Gil Reynolds used to hold workouts at 309 Park. And if you came to the park and you wanted to participate, he didn't turn you away. Great man. Helped us all out. So definitely want to get Jake on the show. Another thing, I hit you earlier, right?
Yes.
With a question to ask you, did you know my cousin?
Yes, absolutely. Great man. Very positive, will share the wisdom and the knowledge. Forget about basketball, but he was concerned with you as an individual. His main mission at the end, he was talking about your health as black men. We need to share our health histories with each other so that we can help each other, because a lot of times as black men, we have issues that we don't discuss, and instead of us sharing that, we can help each other. And that's what Zach constantly was telling me and everybody. I was sorry to miss. I miss that brother so much, because the wisdom and the knowledge that he was sharing, you know, was so. I appreciate it. I'm so grateful to know the guy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who we talking about is my cousin, the great Zachary Husser, who I get a lot of my stuff from. I remember coming up and I thought I was the first one in my family to play football and then go to play high school basketball and then get a college playing, you know, college basketball. It was my cousin. My cousin played football and basketball at Columbia University, Ivy League.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
He's like the unquote mayor of Harlem who connect with everyone. And before he passed, he was doing a sports show as well about New York City basketball. And now that I think about it, I know his soul and his presence lives inside of me because I'm a part of him. Him and his father and my grandfather are brothers.
Okay. You got good genes.
Yeah,
You got some good genes, man. No question. That's a good man. Shout out to Stevenson basketball. I see Stevenson basketball doing that.
Yeah.
I'm a big Stevenson high school basketball guy. Those guys that I left at Stevenson, oh man, I really wish I would have played with them. I went to Clinton. I enjoyed it. We had a good team. We beat Stevenson in a triple overtime. But I tell you what, Stevenson, those my guys, man. No question. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And 1 year at DeWitt Clinton, how did you guys do?
We lost in the quarterfinals to Canarsie. We lost in the quarterfinals to them. Canarsie was loaded. They were loaded. They actually was more mature than us. They had more experience than us. On paper, we probably could have competed with them. When you look at where we went after high school and where they ended up at, we could have competed with them. But at that time, they were more together than we was. We were a team. 2 of us had just gotten into the school. 2 of us starters had just got into the school. So we hadn't been together as long as they have. And it showed when we played them. It showed.
Got you. How big was high school basketball compared to back then to now?
It was big. Everything is bigger now. You know what I'm saying? Everything is bigger now. There's more media attention. There's more exposure. Everybody is fully aware of a player. So it's big. Shout out to Coach Alexander. I see she's on. She's the athletic director at New York City Tech.
Okay.
Supporting the program and stuff. Yeah. But that's, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of that, really. You know what I'm saying? The things like we're able to sit there and do this now and reach out to so many people and see what's going on. You couldn't do that back then.
So word of mouth was so powerful, though. Well, when I'm comparing, right? Word of mouth was so powerful, and it was nothing like looking inside the newspaper and seeing your name, which a lot of kids can't do now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
With all the technology, everybody can't find themselves, even though they're YouTube. Even though there's a lot of technology, a lot of people can't find themselves. But you knew you were going to be in that paper the next day.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Here's another thing, Glenn. What happened was over the years is we ended up going on the road and playing, and everything is more visual now, and it's less individuals now. There's so much more exposure, but these kids, they are more concerned now with their individual ranking than they are as my team went. And teams go to Vegas and play. They might not win the tournament and cannot tell you who won it. Where I can tell you in 74, 75, 76, 78, 82, who won the tournaments that I played in. You know what I'm saying? Because we were so more involved. It was about our teams. I sit with guys now, and we started having our rival talks. We talk about, oh, yeah, we beat you in this tournament. You beat us in that tournament. These guys cannot remember or discuss those things. What tournaments they played in and who won. They don't care. They come back from a tournament talking about, oh, there's 6 new schools interested in me. They're not talking about, yeah, we went to Pennsylvania and played in this tournament. Yeah, we lost, but I got, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't enough thought. Yeah,
I had 40 and I jumped on this, and it changed the whole narrative because you forget about they lost.
Yeah, they don't care about who won that tournament. I can tell you who won certain tournaments. Who won Halcomb Rucker? Who won the Whitney M. Young? I can tell you who won those tournaments certain years. Who won the rollerball? Who won the tip tournament? You know what I'm saying? We come out to Brevoort. Who won Brevoort? You know what I'm saying? And this year and that year. Hold up now. Now listen. I always get on my guys from uptown for not coming down to play in Brooklyn. But you said you was coming down to Brooklyn early on? And Brevoort and playing and competing in the Brevoort or the Sports Foundation Basketball League? I played with the Gauchos out in Brevoort. We won. I mean, when we would come through the park, I mean, everybody was like, the Gauchos are here. The Gauchos are here. Yeah, we won the Brevoort. You know what I'm saying? No question. We won the Brevoort. Yeah,
Wow.
get the word out.
The Gauchos and Brevoort. That
coming to
basketball
Brooklyn
had
back then.
new.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah. The Gauchos was
Awesome.
coming out of Brooklyn. Yeah. We won those tournaments. We, you know what I'm saying? We played in a lot of different places. That band would come anywhere to play. We were loaded. Yeah,
Wow.
I know we come to Brooklyn, got to win your game. Got to win your game. Yeah, no question. Got to win your game.
Listen,
Yeah, Brooklyn has some great history, basketball-wise. Guys I know, I'm fortunate enough to have worked at LIU under Ray Haskins and traveled through Brooklyn with him. Brooklyn treat me like I'm from Brooklyn sometimes. I love it. And I tell people that all the time, how tight-knit Brooklyn is. When I got the job working for Ray Haskins, people ask me how I got that job. People assume that I was from Brooklyn. That's how I got that job. That's how close Brooklyn is, believe me.
When you walking like you talking, man, we respect that. That's just what it is in Brooklyn.
No question. I love it. Yeah. I got
Exactly.
some really good
Coach Haskins.
in Brooklyn. No question.
Oh, man.
The best. You're not going to find a guy with a better heart than Ray Haskins. No
He
question.
is,
I've worked
he
with
is
some
the
really
heart
good
and soul
guys
behind the show. He is definitely the heart and soul behind the show.
question.
He calls to check up on me. He makes sure that I'm reaching out to the right people and the people who I need to, right? Because you could waste time. I'm not saying you could waste time with people, but he said, Glenn, there are people that you need to talk to in New York City basketball.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? You go ahead and talk to everybody else, but I'm going to direct you to the people who need to talk to. So,
absolutely.
glad you're here.
Yeah, he's my guy. Yeah, no question. He took care of me. Gave me my first Division I job.
Wow.
First Division I job. No question. We had Brooklyn rolling.
That's right.
We had it rolling. We led the nation in scoring 2 years in a row. Okay?
And my guy, Charles, Mike, and Rich.
Yes.
Actually, Rich Parker was on the show as well. Had Rich on the show.
Okay, great. Good one and a half. He's got a story to tell. He got testimony. No question.
Definitely.
He's got a serious thing to talk about.
Yeah, what summer basketball was like back then?
Summer basketball. You played King Towers.
Yeah.
I played King Towers here about King Towers. Whitney M. Young, Harlem Rucker League, Pro Rucker. Yeah, rollerball in the Bronx, the tip tournament. You up played in any of those, it was happening. They were like West 4th Street, Brevoort, you know what I'm saying? Soul in the Hole. Those are the same type of tournaments. They had Glenn McMillan out in Queens. They had the IS-8 out in Queens. Anything of those natures, you played in those things. You were playing top-notch basketball with some of the best players in the country. Not just in the city, not just on their barrel, not in their block. You're talking about you're playing against guys who are some of the best in the country. No question about it. Pete Edwards, who won IS-8 in Brooklyn and Queens, one of the best.
Secret weapon. I'm still waiting for him. I'm still waiting for him to come on the show.
Those guys, you were competing with guys who was as good as any in the country. You know what I'm saying? I played Harlem when I played Rucker, Pro Rucker, played against Jim Bossett, one of the best I've ever played against. You know, played against George Berry in Brooklyn. Those guys there, when you go banging with those guys, it was like when I was in the Pac-10 playing. You know what I'm saying? David Greenwood and Kiki Vanderwood. They weren't better than Jim Bossett and George Berry. And they had years and years and years of experience playing in the NBA. But when I played against those guys, you know what I'm saying? I go against them any day of the week instead of going against Jim Bossett and George Berry. Them beasts.
I hear that.
Them guys were serious, you know what I'm saying? And I went on, after I left Oregon State, I went on to Southern Nazerine University, won an NAIA championship. We won a national championship. I mean, so we competed. Me and a guy named George Torres transferred into a school that was 12-18, and we became 36-6 and won a national championship.
Wow.
College basketball, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty boys
What made you leave Oregon?
Immaturity. I was young and immature. Had no leaders. I had no guidance. I wish I had guidance that I try to provide to these younger brothers today. That's what made me do this, because I had none. And if I had some guidance, you know what I'm saying, ain't no telling what would have happened. I've had some guys tell me, Ernie Brown and them told me, we wanted you to work out with us. But we saw you had skills and could play at the next level. And I said, yo, why y'all didn't do it? They said, because people around you said you would not have listened. I would not have listened. There's one of my teammates, Todd Thurman, 39 points in the NAIA championship. Shout out to you, my brother.
Todd Thurman is in our building.
Yes, a big time player. big time.
Wow. I heard so
No
much about
question.
him. Yeah.
He took care of me in Oklahoma. When I was out in Oklahoma playing, he took care of me. He's the athletic director at Metropolitan Tech or something out in Denver, Colorado now. He's the athletic director.
Wow.
That's one of my
That's
guys
awesome.
there. No question. My guy
All
took
right.
care of me for a lot of years.
All right, now we come to the half-hour point. It's about to click in a few minutes while I ask this question, right?
Okay.
And this question is the mano a mano, right? It's that guy who you be looking to go against in summer league, could have been high school, could have been college, right? And it's that guy who you know, man, if I bust his ass, everybody gonna know I'm ready. Who is the guy who asked you bust that solidified you as a ball player?
I'm not going to say it's one individual, but it happened over time that I knew what I'd done well. Okay, the one thing I was doing was rebounding and blocking shots, and it made guys want to play with me because they knew I knew my role. And I played with some great players who can put the ball in the hole. But if they missed it, they knew I was going to get that rebound. If I played with them, they knew, yo, Jules, get that rebound, give me the outlet, let's go. And I can get it on the other end and finish as well. I can put the ball on the floor, but I played with some really good guards because I played in New York City. We had good guards. My job was to get that thing you miss, I'm getting it. I'm going to get it off that glass and I'm going. You know what I'm saying? High school, college, I just got better and better with my craft as I worked on my skills and got an opportunity to play at the highest level.
What's the highest rebound you ever had in the game?
I got 26 rebounds in a JUCO game. I had 26 that I know about. Now, I probably played some other games where they're not keeping those type of stats, but I got 26. And another brother named Ronnie Ryan from New York went to the same school I did. I was at the game. He got 28. I watched him get 28 one day. 26 was the most I've got.
26 on any level. I don't care if you're in junior high school. 26 rebounds on any level is definitely legit. Like, it lets you know that you're a ball player. Facts.
Yeah. I'm going to get my share. I mean, I got an opportunity to play with Joe Hammond one time when he was making a comeback. And Joe didn't even know my name. And he kept going, young fella, keep getting them rebounds. Young fella, give me another rebound. He told me, when Joe got up to like, he was trying to get 50 near the end of the game. He was like, young fella, man, give me a couple of more of them boys, man. Let me get this 50.
Wow. You already know. Listen, the ball go to your hands. If he missed,
I'm good. I am fine.
Definitely.
I'm fine with that. I'm always fine with that.
Wow.
Coach Merritt's in the house. He's a young fella I work with now. Played for me. I see he's in the house, work with me here at Morgan State. Okay.
Wow. Get a lot of love, Coach. Listen, when I put your picture up, you know, Stu Barnett, all the guys, you know, hit was like, yo, this is my guy from way back. Tony Childs, all the guys.
Tony, I got good history with Tony and his father, the whole family. Yeah, that's my guy. I'm very proud of him.
Yes.
I remember when he went to Columbia, I was so proud of him. His father used to call him knucklehead in the house. I used to try to get him out of trouble. Don't you come here trying to protect that little knucklehead.
I go, man, that's dope. So, you coming from New York City and living in New York City your whole life, how was life for you in Oklahoma City as a youngster?
Well, I went to two Christian universities out in Oklahoma. I went to JUCO there, and then I ended up going to an NAIA school. Both of them was Christian schools. I was around good people. I learned so much. I was part of another world. But the fortunate part is when I went to Oklahoma, it was 6 or 7 of us all together. You know what I'm saying? In junior college. There's 6 of us from New York. We used to always say we got 12 hands and we get in trouble. But it was good because you had guys that you knew and grew up with. You know what I'm saying? When I first went away, I had one of my best friends with me who's a reverend now because he got saved when we were freshmen in school. So we were always together, so it wasn't a problem. But it was an adjustment. Even now, Oklahoma is so much nicer than it was then They were really behind, but it is a nice place really now. You know what I'm saying? It really has changed. You know what I'm saying? Into a really nice city. At one time, it was just okay, but it's a lot nicer than that now. Like you said,
Gotcha.
Oklahoma
Gotcha.
City is an okay city, but
Gotcha.
now it's a really nice little town. It's not a bad town. Unfortunately, it's just so far away.
Right. And after that, you decided to go to Oregon State.
Went to Oregon State. Okay, I should never have went that far away from home. Met some good friends. Went to a place that I knew I could play. We were 18-10. I played with a guy, Steve Johnson, was my roommate. Steve led the nation in field goal percentage probably 2 or 3 years in a row. We had really good teams. We lost to UCLA by a couple of points, and this when the dynasty was on. You know what I'm saying? When they had the dynasty, but we had a pretty good team. When I left Oregon State, I guess maybe I had something to do with it, but they got so good the following year. They were the #1 team in the country when I left with the same team when I was there. We were on that verge of going that way. I just didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? We were going in that direction. And they were the first team to win the Pac-10 besides UCLA as long as that dynasty was going on. You know, UCLA had a dynasty. They were winning every year. Maybe 10, 12 years, UCLA won the Pac-10. Oregon State was the first team to win the Pac-10. That same team I was on. Yeah, all those guys. A lot of good play. A lot of good play. It was a good place to play.
Hey, but then you went on next year to win that national championship in the
I won the national championship in the That's right.
Hey, look.
As a matter of fact, those guys lost to Brooklyn, Kansas State. What's my guy name from Kansas that went to Kansas State?
Rolando Blackman?
Bingo. They lost to Rolando Blackman the first round of the day we won the national championship. Yep.
Oh.
The Oregon newspapers were coming in talking about how did I feel about them losing, and I was winning a national championship. So that's the way things go.
Very true. So, at the college, did you jump right into coaching right after college? What did you do after college?
I went and played overseas. I played in Argentina and I played in Chile. Right afterwards, played in Mexico, South America, a couple different stops. Came home, went into a boys club, and to work out, started working out with some kids in there, and I ended up coaching those kids and never went back overseas. Started coaching ever since in the boys clubs. So I coached several years in the boys club. One of my proteges, basketball under me, his name is Aide Green. Going, you sweat your knowledge and pass it on to someone else. He had great teams. He coached Andre Barry, Kenny Satterfield, coached my son Julius. You know, they went on to beat a lot of teams. And they went around the country winning. And he's still sweating the wisdom. And that's what this is all about. That's what we do.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was like your first bug as far as coaching.
That was when I first got into coaching, was in Kips Bay Boys Club. And I started knowing this is really what I want to do. I went into Kips Bay Boys Club and started coaching in there. It was right down the block from my house. I never played there as a kid. I went there because I am a professional athlete, didn't want to play in the parks no more, and ended up going in that boys club and started coaching since. Went from that boys club to another boys club, Columbus Boys Club, which is part of Madison Square Boys Club.
Yeah,
and had great teams over there. Great teams over there. Put a lot of those kids in college. When I finished there, I decided, you know what, I want to go coach in college. And I went on and got me a junior college job as an assistant coach and grind. And then I had a great experience doing it. A lot of pit stops along the way. A lot of pit stops.
Yeah, I looked at your resume is like a who's who. If kids just got letters from these colleges, they'll know that they're a ball player. You know what I'm saying? Like, Binghamton, Howard, Northwestern, Towson, McNeese, right? And then USBA, CBA, Long Island University. Bro.
Yeah, I've had some stops. Yeah, I've had some stops.
you are someone that people look to. If they know they want to kind of need a coach that's going to reach kids and be there for them and mentor them and give them the right guidance, you the right guy to call, man.
People know I know up and down the East Coast now, but originally, you know, my strength was knowing New York City basketball. People would call me when they were coming in town. Yo, can you help me here? Living in Hamilton, you know. I knew New York City basketball. Everybody would contact me. I would want to go make people believe it was more than one of me. I'd be going so many places on the same day that people would say, hey, I just saw Julius Allen over there. They say, nah, he's over there. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to be everywhere. I wanted you to think it was 2 or 3 of me. I was trying to get it done, no question. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Coach Brian Merritt said, Coach took me to Kips Bay when I was in college, playing in Singapore Jules. Wow.
Yeah. And he's one of the top recruiters in the country right now. Brian Merritt is one of the top recruiters in the country. He's going to get a big-time job. He was at LSU. He's been at Louisville. He's been at Arizona State. He's going to get another big-time job real soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
so,
that's what it's about.
Tell me, I was watching, doing my research, of course, and I watched the interview. You talked about the Keith Lewis Teach Our Kids program.
Teach Our Youth.
Teach Our Youth.
Keith Lewis is a friend of mine. And we used to get together. We'd be hanging out. And then all of a sudden, he would talk about he wanted to start a program called Teach Our Youth. I want to start this thing, toy, teach our youth, toy, teach our youth. Well, a couple of years ago, my brother passed away. And when he passed away, I started a program called Teach Our Youth. And all of those kids now are, that originally started with us, they're going into college playing their freshman year now in college basketball. You know what I'm saying? And we started that program. We didn't charge a kid a dime. We took them all over New York City playing, gave them great experiences, and we are so proud of those kids. We ended up, it was going on in the park. Every day we were in the park in the mornings. I had got so dark that summer, Glenn. I mean, people used to see me and say, yo, where you been? You been to Brazil? You been to Aruba? And I'm going, nah. But I was in the park with those kids working out every day. And it's paid off. You know what I'm saying? All those kids now in college, and I'm so proud of them. We helped them, just like those guys did for me, the guys before me, they did for me at Each One Teach One and St. Anthony Nations and Reverend Burkett. We got all of those kids. We got them in college now, and they doing their thing, and they gonna pass the knowledge on to somebody else. This thing gonna go on forever. It's called Teach Our Youth. My son coached the teams. We took them all around New York City. Only thing we didn't do, we didn't travel AAU with those guys. But I'm telling you, it was a good experience for us and our kids. You know, one of my players looked like he's Orange Sherwin. It was good to see him on point guard. Yeah, he's on. Look like good to see him. Yeah, but we do some good stuff. Teach Our Youth will continue and keep going. We ran basketball tournaments. We had 20-something high schools in the tournament the last time we were doing it. So the program was just growing and growing and growing. And done some phenomenal things. We had coaches meetings. I would get with 30 coaches in a restaurant and just sit around and talk basketball, how we can help New York City basketball grow. We did some big-time stuff.
Yeah, man. This is awesome because I love talking about ways and how we can rebuild New York City back to its prominence, right? I know you can't bring it back. You can't bring what happened in the past back. What we can do is try to make the present and the future a little better for our youngsters coming up.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, yeah.
So what do you do at Morgan State as the Director of Operations?
I do a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? I help my boss, take things off his plate that I can help him with. You know what I'm saying? I help the guys shout. I help them know about players. Whatever I need to do.
Gotcha.
Whatever I need to do. I do a little bit of everything. I've been doing this so long. You know what I'm saying? It was a good position for me to get back into business. My last job was with a guy, Sean Walker. We worked at Grambling State together. He brought me down there. We had a good team moving in the right direction. Unfortunately, they brought in a new aide. He wanted to bring his people in. He's back at Elizabeth City. Great guy, knows his stuff. And so this was the next opportunity. I worked with Kevin Brodus up at Binghamton when we had that thing going up there. And some kids ended up getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But we ended up winning up there. You know what I'm saying? We went to the NCAA. I had a great team and was moving in the right direction. So when Kevin got the job, he left Maryland, came here. He called me up and said, "Yo, man, you ready to do this again?" I said, "Yes, of course. Let's get it done." And we gonna do it. Give us a little time.
Okay.
We're gonna get this thing done. I'm working for a guy. He knows what he's doing.
Especially where a lot of the top kids are going to go to the historical black colleges and give them a chance, to give them a shot. You know, I think this could be something that could be trailblazing for future athletes who are looking for a higher education as well as playing basketball.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's about guys getting degrees. Winning basketball, we got to win, and you got to get guys degrees, which is, you know, I'm fortunate to have a degree. And if you do what you're supposed to do, I fell into a degree. It wasn't like I went to school because I want to major in this and get a degree. No, that's not what happened. I played 4 years of college basketball and all of a sudden realized, hey, I'm 3 credits short from getting that degree in that subject. So I took that class and got a degree. You know what I'm saying? But that's the experience that you have in college. And I was around some people in some schools and universities in Oklahoma that made sure, yo, man, come on, let's go get it done. And they helped me. I got to give them credit for it. Give them credit.
That's dope, man. My artists are usually back there drawing pictures. He did say he has a picture for you, but he was stuck on the road. He traveled out of town, and he's not going to be back till later on tonight. But I do have a picture for you for sure.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good, my brother. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I appreciate it.
Oh man, this is what we do for you guys, man, and glad you come on the show. So, 3 people, right? The best high school player you played against, the best college player you played against, and the best pro you played against.
Ooh. I always tell people about Jim Boston, you know what I'm saying, being that pro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Jim Boston, because I'm a forward. I was, you know, banging with him. And I mean, I played against a lot of legends on the pro level. In college, I probably would say it was David Greenwood. You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson. I played against Magic. You know what I'm saying? We lost to Magic in the Oregon State. We lost to him by 5 to 8 points, something like that, in the Far West Classic in 1980. You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson and them beat us the year before he went to the NBA. In high school, it's so many guys we played against in high school that was really good. You know what I'm saying? Those were rivalry games. It was wars every game. Every game, we all probably was at the same level player. No one really stood way up above any of us. But Kennedy had David Britton and Wendell Ramsey. Those guys was good. You went to Taft. You had to go against Artie Green. You know his legendary stories you heard. You know what I'm saying? And him and Cornbread. Those wars. David Crosby was at Morris. Wars. Roosevelt High School had Carmelo Rosa. Every team had players in the Bronx at that time. There was no weak games. Monroe had Tom Best, Bobby Willis, Carlton Johnson, C.J. Stevenson, Kevin Starr. You know what I'm saying? My guy Aubrey Adams. And there was no easy games at that.
No nights off.
No nights off. No nights off. And we always at the same level. We battled each other, not only not only in the summertime, I mean the wintertime. The summertime, we was ready to battle some more. You knew who you were going against. You know what I'm saying? Every game was a war. Any tournament you win it, those are the guys you were facing.
Right.
Those are the guys you were going to play against. No question. Yeah.
Did I ask you who were your top 5 players for the Bronx?
Woo! You know, I rate guys generationally. So you can't say the all greatest, but you can say in this generation, this 5 was good. In this generation, like every 10 years or so, things change.
Got you. Facts. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't say, and that's the same thing in the NBA now. You can't say, give me your top 10 players and then miss out on the old school guys. But they were the best during their time. And so that's just so hard. But I've seen great basketball. I've watched basketball over the years, see not only the players, but I've seen their parents in the stand acting up. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you, and not to get into it, but I can tell you whose parents was the worst and whose parents was good. You know what I'm saying? What coaches didn't want to hear their parents. You know what I'm saying? I've been around this. You know what I'm saying? I sit there and just, sit low key and watch it all. I watched so many basketball games. Ray Haskins hired me because everywhere he went, I was there watching that game. I told Ray Haskins one day he came to a game, it was cold as could be. I said, Coach, if you hired me, you could be sitting at home playing with your grandkids and the remote. He said, and Ray said when he left there, he was saying, I think I'm going to hire that guy because he's
there you go. So give me a quick five real quick.
Quick five.
It can be spread out generationally. I don't mind.
Ooh. You got to have Tiny Archibald there.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Tiny's the one you're talking about.
He's on my old New York team. He's my point guard for my old New York team.
No question. You got what's his name? Ricky Sobers. Sobers, Butch Lee, Tom Henderson. Okay, they all NBA guys. Kareem is really, of course, the bridge. Kareem. You got guys.
You can't claim Kareem, family from Harlem.
And you get Wade. Kareem's not. He's from Dykeman. We can claim Dykeman. It's so far up north. Harlem ain't claiming Dykeman. You got to believe that. But there's so many guys. There's so many guys that's come out of this. You know what I'm saying? Basketball in New York City back in the days. It's you just got to be proud of where you come from and knowing that. You know what I'm saying? You're a part of. You know what I'm saying? A family of generations of players. You know what I'm saying? How do I miss Rod Strickland? You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Yo, you only named four, so Rod is your fifth.
No, but I gotta get Ed Pigney in there. You know what I'm saying?
Talk that talk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna tell you, people overlook how good Fred Brown was before he got hurt at Georgetown.
Hold on. Fred Brown is from the Bronx?
Yeah, both Fred Browns are from the Bronx.
I never knew that.
Both Fred Browns is from the Bronx.
Downtown Freddie Brown?
That's downtown Freddie Brown. Yes, Freddie Brown is from the Bronx too.
Woo!
That's Freddie is from the Bronx too. But then you got the other Freddie Brown. Then you got the other Fred Brown who went to Georgetown and threw the pass to James Worthy.
Yeah.
Before he got hurt, he was freshman of the year in the Big East.
Yeah, I didn't know he was from the Big East.
Yeah, his first team. He was freshman of the year in the Big East before he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he threw that pass away, but Fred Brown was awesome in high school. You know what I'm saying? And then you got downtown Freddie Brown. Come on, you know what he was capable of doing? Yeah. You know
that was the first. My downtown Freddie Brown. When I looked at, remember that commercial with the guy, the old school guy. They said he could shoot from anywhere. It was before Uncle Drew. It was like when we was coming up. Oh, man, it was just like downtown Freddie Brown. He could just pull up anywhere.
Now, you talk about Fred Brown that played with Seattle. No, not him, but there's two
Fred Brown. Okay, that's also
from the Bronx. One played at Virginia Commonwealth, went to play with the Phoenix Sun, and the other one was with the Georgetown guy. Them guys was awesome, man. Awesome. No question. Them guys was awesome players. You know,
wow.
and all our mentors, Ernie Brown, the Chinese right-hand man now. Ernie Brown played down at Winston-Salem. They played for Big House games.
Yes.
A lot of history, man. A lot of history. Johnny Mathis, those guys dominated during their eras. They opened up the doors for guys like myself to go to college and get a scholarship, not only become a coach in this business and get paid for it, but as, just getting scholarships. They're the ones who open the doors up for us. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing what they do. Oh, absolutely. We got to give them their props. Hanging with Ray Haskins at the Final Four, you get to meet Big House games and all of those legendary coaches, because when everybody was chasing Mike Krzyzewski and this guy and that guy, Ray was saying, no, I'm going over there. I got to talk to him.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? That's
the old guy.
Yeah, that's
right.
John Chaney. That's John Thompson. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make sure that we got a chance to sit down with those guys and they shared the knowledge and the wisdom. You know, we grew up, we are lucky enough, like you spoke on Gil Reynolds, we are lucky enough to be able to go to those guys during our eras and when they were with us, to just go to them and talk to them about New York City basketball, history of the game. And they can tell you about how it was. I had a guy, you know, John Isaac, Harlem Renaissance, that I can reach out who played, you know what I'm saying? They were the first one wearing Chuck Taylors as a team, the Harlem Rens. I can reach out and touch these guys, and he tell me, John, when I would walk by, he said, nah, boy, come here. Don't just tell me hello. Sit down. Sit down and get this knowledge I'm getting ready to tell you. We were fortunate enough to have access to those guys, to a Gil Reynolds. You know how many stories living in Brooklyn I've heard? Gil Reynolds stories?
Yes, yes,
Huh?
yes.
I mean, when I hear the name, it makes me go, huh? What'd you say? What are you saying? I want to know what you're talking about. Because that's history. And any historian guy like myself want to know what that is all about. What that's all about. Tell me.
Yeah. This is why I always call Coach every chance I get.
Oh,
Listen,
no question.
and now that, you know, we are reconnected, I want to make sure I take advantage of that. You know.
Oliver Antigua is on the phone. He knows basketball. St. Raymond's is in the house. Let him know.
Hey, yeah, man, I need you on the show, Mr. Antigua. Definitely. That's why Coach put me with you. He was like, you need to go uptown and get these Bronx guys, man. So
no question.
I want to connect with you. You know, you plug me into the Bronx scene, and so we can get this basketball history down, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime, man. Let me know. All right? Stay in touch.
Yeah, listen, we come to the end of the show and always ask people who would they like to nominate. But since you gonna hook me up with a whole slew of people, we'll get that later on, man.
No question. Definitely. I will definitely do that. I'll text you a bunch of guys you need to talk to. No
I
problem.
appreciate you.
All right?
Thank you.
Man. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. We'll talk soon.
Yes. Julius Allen, the Bronx legend. Facts. He was on the show, Basketball Heads. Salute. Appreciate you, my brother.
All right, you too. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you.